Welcome back to Game 2 of this ABUGames.com feature match. Again, I'm Derek Peterson with
Ethan Foley
of ABUGames.com. Marshall was able to take Game 1 with his Wolf Run Bant.
His Wolf Run Inkmoth Nexus deck.
Yeah, that's definitely what sealed the deal, was that Inkmoth. It was just unstoppable in that game. As Casey's going to look to see if he can bounce back here.
Yeah, I mean, if I lose to an Inkmoth Nexus, I'd probably take out all of that sorcery speed burn if I'm Casey here.
Ooh, but I was looking at Casey's hand. I didn't see he had all blue cards, no blue mana sources. Going to have to go down to 6. I'm guessing Marshall is keeping as he makes a smiley face out of his hand.
Forces his opponent to mulligan with his smiley face. If I'm Casey here, I'd probably board out some of that sorcery speed removal that really doesn't do anything, like the slag storms and the bonfires don't really kill any of Marshall's creatures.
Yeah, outside of Solemn, nothing in his deck has less than 4 toughness.
Yeah, you don't want to kill Solemn either. You usually just ignore that guy. Probably bring in a Doomblade. I'd even bring Nile Spellbomb just to cycle it, because you don't have that much action. I'd probably bring in Galvanic Blast for an instant speed removal spell against the Inkmoth Nexus.
And Ghost Quarter would be good.
Yeah, Ghost Quarter's fine, because, I mean, Marshall's playing 4 colors. He probably only has 1. Yeah, it looks like
He's got the 1 mountain.
he has 1 Kessig Wolf Run and 1 mountain, so either one you hit, it's not coming back.
Looks like I see no land for Casey.
He's got an island.
He's got 1 island, it looks like.
I think if there's a Ponder there, he probably keeps it, but there's no Ponder.
Yeah. Just looked like some slower spells.
Yeah. Usually when I play Magic, I like to keep a 7-card hand.
Ideally.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big mistake drawing only 4 cards at the start of the game.
Yeah. This Casey goes down to 5 cards here.
I mean, why would you want to be 3 cards behind your opponent at the start? Oh, he's going down to 5. Let's see. Nothing.
Ugh.
No land. He should probably play some lands in his deck. I would say lands are good. A good mix of lands and spells usually is what you want.
He's not playing Belcher. So he might
Belcher might be good in his deck considering that there's no land. How many land is he running here? Where do we... So he's got 4 Sulfur, 2 Dark Slick, 2 Drowned Catacomb, 2 Dragon Skull, 2 Blackleaf Cliffs, 4 Swamps, 5 Islands and 5 Mountains. He's got 26 lands. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and one thing I would say about Casey is he's part of a group of younger players we have that I think are getting slowly better at the game, and I want to see him keep improving.
Yeah, they've been getting better and better. That's definitely for sure. I like this keep. He's got Liliana, 2 land, and a Negate. Looks like both of them are dual lands, so he probably has all of his colors.
Yep. They look like they're coming to play tap lands, as we do see the Sulfur Falls, and I believe that's a Drowned Catacombs.
Yeah. So if he can find a swamp here early and just get that Liliana rolling, he might be able to do something.
There's a Dissipate.
We didn't see Dissipate or Negate do any work in the last game. I don't know how good it actually is against Marshall.
You see the Rampant Growth, so Marshall does his favorite turn 2 play, Rampant Growth.
Yeah. The game's a lot easier when you start with more lands in your opponent and more cards.
Generally. That's one of the truths of Magic.
Casey drew another land. That's pretty good.
Another Hinterland Harbor.
Oh, Marshall can't wait to get that Tamiyo out and just start icing those lands, I bet.
Yeah, especially if Casey misses any land drop, that Tamiyo is just going to be
He's got
huge.
2 Dissipates.
2 Dissipates. He's got the Liliana, but he can't cast the Liliana. No other land, so he just ships it back to Marshall.
Looks like Marshall smells some counter magic, doesn't want to drop the Tamiyo just yet.
No.
Casey draws Arc Trail. I would have boarded that out. I mean, what does that do? It does 2 damage to your opponent, 1 to yourself in this matchup?
Pretty much. I mean, you might be able to take out a image, but...
Yeah, I guess that's fair. You take out 2 images. That's the best that card can be.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Alright, let's slam Liliana here, I say. I mean, you're already down cards, but you have that useless Arc Trail. I just dump that into the Liliana immediately. It's not even a real card in this matchup. Nope, nothing happens.
Nope.
He probably just thinks he has counter magic.
Yeah, and playing it safe. So we see Marshall go up to 21. Playing it safe really just kind of tells Marshall that he's in the driver's seat, or at least he's able to get a good read on him.
Yeah. I mean, you usually feel like you're in a driver's seat if your opponent mulls to 4 anyways. I usually just start slamming spells if my opponent's down a ton of cards.
Does negate the Beast Within. I do see the Mana Leak.
Marshall's trying to play dirty and destroy his lands.
Beast Within your land. Where have I seen that before?
Uh-oh. I don't know. Seems like a real jerk move. So, Casey's got mana up for Think Twice. He's not in the worst position. Marshall isn't really doing anything because he fears Mana Leak. Maybe he's just going to play all the way around Mana Leak.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because he hasn't dropped anything.
So right now, he has 3 up, so he's going to slam the Tamiyo and be okay if his opponent has Mana Leak here.
Yep, does cast the Tamiyo.
This is rough. I wonder if Casey's thinking, if I had 3 more cards...
Does tap down the Sulphur Falls.
That's okay.
Response, Think Twice, I'm guessing. Yep.
If he locks down the Sulphur Falls, Casey can at least cast Liliana next turn and maybe try to get something going here. I mean, get some of those... he draws another useless card. He really needs to get that Liliana on the table. I mean, if Marshall is just on the Tamiyo plan and he has no action, that Liliana might actually be able to ultimate him.
Yeah, and Slagstorm doesn't do anything here. It looks like Arc Trail obviously isn't going to do much.
Yeah, I mean, it could damage a Tamiyo. I mean, that's something, I guess.
But I think that Tamiyo's just going to be out of reach here too fast, especially with keeping the land ice down.
Well, now he can basically not cast Liliana for the rest of the game, I guess.
We do see Frosty.
Well, I'll call it here. This game's over.
So Marshall's deciding which one he's going to tap down. He already tapped down.
That one's already iced. He's going to get the other blue-black source, looks like.
Yeah. Keep him off of Liliana, because that'd be the best answer for him right now. Still has 2 mana open for Mana Leak, so even if he were able to get out another black source for Liliana, I just feel like he could just Mana Leak it.
I don't think Marshall has Mana Leak. He's just a bluffer.
Oh, it's Negate. I was looking. That's what I saw in his hand.
Oh, he does have Negate afterboard?
Yeah, it's
I guess that's pretty good.
It's
the full art promo.
Yeah, Texas art promo. Does Kraken
just tapping all of his lands.
Looks like Casey takes it going down to 14 here.
And then with the
Image. Oh, Metamorph. This is...
well, that's it. There we go.
Oh,
and then,
wow.
what would he have to do? He'd have to pay 2 more to target a Frost Titan with a spell anyways.
Yeah, and...
He draws a spell that can kill a Frost Titan. He can kill an Image.
Wow.
What's his life total at right here?
Casey's at 14. He's taken 6 from the Frost Titan.
So, I mean, possibly he can Arc Trail the Image, and
nope.
He's just going to concede.
Alright, with the Inkmoth Game 1, Frost Titan plus Clones Game 2.
I call it mull to 4 in Game 2. I call it mull to 4.
Yeah, I would say that was the biggest thing. I felt, he didn't really have any answers that he could have had with that small amount of cards he was
Yeah, Marshall showed a lot of restraint, just playing around Mana Leak, just taking the game. He was totally in the driver's seat, up 3 cards from the start. Played it just fine.
Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be back here next week with another edition of the ABUGames.com feature match. Thanks for joining me, Ethan.
Thanks.
All right, see you later, guys.